Good morning, my friends. I hope everyone had a good sleep last night because we're going to be doing a lot of work today. We're finishing up our math testing and then it will be all finished. Yay! So, most of you have finished your report on Ukraine and now we are going to be studying Peru. We're going to do a story about a person who lives in Peru. And today we're just going to review what the geographic regions are all about in Peru. So I'm taking this from the grade 3 textbook again, Peru's environment. We're going to look first at the regions. Now in grade 4, we'll call them geographical regions, but in grade 3, we call them just regions. But for those of you who are working at a higher level with your writing, you can use the word geographical regions when you're writing your story. We're actually going to be doing a little bit more work on Peru and India than we did on Ukraine and Tunisia. So we'll write a story, but we will be doing other work. So if we look at the map here, Peru is in, you can't see it from this map, but it is in South America. And on the coast, we have flat plains. Then, as we move toward the interior, we have some mountains, a mountain range called the Andes. It doesn't just stop here, it goes all through South America. And then, my most favorite geographical region in the whole world is the rainforest in South America. And again, it goes all through South America. It's very important. So we will be studying the rainforest as a separate unit. So it will be very interesting. So I hope you get this work done this morning and listen to this video because we'll be looking at it in class. So Peru's environment. How does the environment influence the way people live and work in Peru? How do people in Peru adapt and change their environment? Those are questions you should be thinking about when you write your story. First, we'll look at the coastal region. Maria, that's the character here in this non-fiction text. When you write your fictional story, you could use the same character because it's an interesting and easy name to write. Maria. Maria lives on the coast of Peru. Many of Peru's cities are in this region. There are lots of fish off of the coast of Peru. The climate on the coastal plain is hot and dry. So they're talking about the coast. It's hot and dry. Sounds lovely. Many short rivers flow down from the Andes Mountains through this region. Farmers use water to irrigate the land. They grow rice, fruit, vegetables, and other crops. So those are, what are those called? Agricultural goods. We talked about that when we looked at Ukraine. And in your story, you should be able to make some comparisons between other countries now. We've got quite a bit of learning underneath our belt here that we've learned about Ukraine and Tunisia, so you can start to compare countries in your story. In my own words, my community, Villa El Salvador, is built on sand dunes. My parents always talk about saving water. They tell me not to let the tap drip in the kitchen. In the summer, we have water for only part of the day. Water is a very important natural resource we've learned from our study in Ukraine. And this morning, I'm going to be presenting a Jamboard to you, and I want you to put up pictures or post-it notes about ways that you could save water at your house. Maria doesn't let the water drip from the tap. I think there's other ways we can save water. Land beside an ocean or a lake is called a coast. A region in it is an area of a country that has many similar features. Mountain region. Maria tells of one way to save water. List other ways you can think of. We're going to do that again this morning. So I want to make sure that you've listened to the video, because if you haven't listened to the video this morning, I'm going to send you away from, well, you'll stay in the class, but you'll listen to the video during our meet. Mountain region. Maria's friend Koya lives in the mountain region. Excuse me. The Andes Mountains are very high. The land high on the mountains is not good for farming. People raise llamas and alpacas instead. Interesting. Mountain people make hats, sweaters, and gloves using wool from alpacas. Lower down on the mountains, the land is better and the climate is warmer. People grow potatoes and vegetables. In some places, people build terraces near the bottom of the mountains. Terraces look like big steps. They keep the soil from washing away when it rains. Catch your breath. People who visit the Andes Mountains find it hard to breathe. That's because they're so high. They are very high mountains. This is because there's little oxygen in the air. So the higher you go on a mountain, the less oxygen there is. But mountain people have adapted. They can breathe easily, so their lungs are bigger than ours. And there's the terraces. Terraces look like big steps cut into the mountain. Interesting. Here we go. Here's my favorite geographical region. This is a blue morpho butterfly and a horned frog. East of the mountains is the rainforest region. Its climate is very hot and wet. There are many rivers and the forest is thick with trees. Many plants and animals live in the rainforest. The rainforest is home to many groups of indigenous people. Those are First Nations people, just like we have in Canada. But they would have different cultures and a different language that they speak. But they were the first people to live in Peru and South America, just like our First Nations were the same people to live in Canada. Let me start again. The rainforest is home to many groups of indigenous people who use the forest for everything they need. They gather fruits and plants to eat. They fish and hunt animals. They built their houses from wood and branches. Other Peruvians have moved to the rainforest region. They cut down the trees for lumber, and they cleared the land to grow crops. This is a problem for the indigenous people and the animals who live in the rainforest. And there's a picture of a house in the rainforest. Rainforest houses built near water are usually made of wood with a roof of branches. Because the climate is so damp, the wood must be replaced almost every year. Looks very different from our igloos. These rainforest houses are built high so they don't get flooded in rainy weather. And that's the end of the chapter on Peru's geographical regions and environment and climate. I'll see you soon. Make sure you're ready to talk about and to put on a shared Jamboard ways that you can save water at your house. See you soon. Bye.